Um, we're about a month in now to the GAT program. We just want to get everybody together, kind of do a recap. Kind of see how things are going out there. Update Eric. He had some questions about successes, challenges, that kind of stuff too. And I think overall it's been a great first month. So thank you for your hard work on the field. I know a few of you guys joined, halfway through or recently, and definitely appreciate it. Welcome to the team. But just like I said, I want to bring everybody together here and give you an update on the program to date and see what we can do to help you all out. Go ahead, Joe. So these are the questions Eric had. I texted my team earlier today, and I just kind of open forum for a few minutes here. Share some feedback. I know Ismail, Charlotte, you guys have been around for a while. So kind of let's just go through these a little bit one by one. What's working out there? Any best practices, successes? I know you guys had some good events so far, but to open up, Charlotte, any feedback? Ismail, you gonna share the team and kind of what's working out there and best practices?
So I actually haven't been able to do any of my sampling events yet, but that's going to get started next month. I just got my kit on Sunday, so I'll be scheduling those. The only issue that I've had so far is that one store was on a military base, which I think he took that off my meeting already. And then I did have one GNC that just really wouldn't let me go in. But everybody else has been super chill. Everybody's liking us in there. They like our presence. They're ready for me to get some sampling done. So I'm ready to do that.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Charlotte, anybody else? Irving, Tariq, I know you guys have been around for a while too. What are some insights for you guys?
Hey guys, yeah, for me, it's been going good. I've done for the past couple of weekends some sampling events. They went very well. The product has been received very well, especially for people that it's not familiar with the product, and they are very open to tasting it and they like it. The favorite what I have come across has been the peach. Everybody loves that peach flavored pre-workout. So for me, that has been the number one, and just trying to get the sales guys in the stores to help try to push the product a little bit more. And what I've heard is, I know a lot of times what I've been told in the stores I've been visiting as well as sampling is that GNC, especially on the GNC, this weekend I'll be doing some the other stores, Vitamin Shop, but the GNC, they're trying to push more of their products instead of their branded products. So, and I was just like, hey, is there any way we can get this, to push the GAT Sport product? So, and they have been very receptive to that.
So I got a question. Have you guys, because you guys got samples, have you guys tried the GAT product yourselves? Like all the flavors or anything like that? Have you guys actually sampled it?
I have, yes.
And what do you think?
I like it. Now, the first time I tried it, I did a whole pack, one of the little sample pack. That was way too much for me. I had the little itch going and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is way too much for me, way too much caffeine. So, but when I did half of a pack, that really worked. So yes.
Okay.
So yeah. And I tell people that. And so by me experiencing that part of it, I tell people it's like, I don't know if you're caffeine insensitive or sensitive. So, you may want to try half of it versus a whole pack.
No, that's good. That's good information. Anybody else try it? Like as far as the flavors or, as far as the experience?
Yes, I've tried it. It's pretty good. In my case, much like much like was said before, only half of it is good for me because it's pretty strong. You do get that itch and that tingling all over. So, but then again, I did make a mistake of drinking it with a cup of coffee, so I should have been a little bit more. I should have been a little bit more weary about that. Aside from the actual feedback, which is pretty positive on everybody, I just wanted to let you, Rob, and you, Joe, know that a lot of the franchises are not very hot about the product, and it's not because it's not good, but it's because of margin. They're saying that if it doesn't bring them at least 50% margin, some of them are not willing to promote it. I did not realize that the franchises and the corporate stores are two very different entities, and they operate on different levels of of numbers and whatnot. And I've noticed that franchises tend to have certain favoritism with certain brands that brings them that margin that they're looking for. So I did give that feedback just a few weeks ago. So I don't know if there's any thoughts on that, on how to go about that, maybe incentivize them a little bit better, because that's been one of my major pushbacks. Other than that, the product has been received very well. It's just that a lot of them have been candid with me, which I appreciate, and they've told me, listen, this I think only brings us up to 30% margin, and it's not worth it.
No, and again, that's great feedback. And again, to your point, I mean, that's great that they're at least being, transparent with us. And then we can, bring that back to the client and let them know. And, at that point, that's a decision that the client can make and, see what they can do. And if there's something on their end and make that decision. So that's good feedback and we'll keep bubbling that up. So good job.
Anybody else want to share anything else before we move on? Good feedback, Irving, on the franchise locations. Anybody else been hearing the same thing in your market? Charlotte, Ishmael, East Coast guys, about the franchises, kind of difference, perspective from the store on their products?
No, I mean, everybody, even the franchises, like I said, everybody that I've talked to, they've been pretty excited about it. They like that it's a high stim because apparently that's like a big thing. So, and then we did compare one to another one that they were promoting. I can't remember which one it was. The one of the Bucked Up brands, but people think that one has more stimulant, but really ours is more like pure caffeine. Theirs is like caffeine and then has other additives in there. So whenever I showed two of the store GNC's store managers that, they actually liked that. So after that, they started telling people about it. So I've had positive feedback from all the stores.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Another
thing that I wanted to add, Rob, is when I've been doing the sample events, a lot of the GNCs do not get a previous notice, and they have gotten a little bit baffled by my presence when I get there, and they were not expecting somebody. Now, they've been overall very nice and have let me do it, especially because I even had the get-go from the actual GNC corporate district managers, which I've met, and guy Derek, he said to just pretty much let it roll. However, a lot of them are not getting that previous notice of expecting me with a table to do a sample event. So that's another thing that I just wanted to relay the message on.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier this week, and that was one of the things that we as leadership talked about, that we don't understand why, if we're providing the schedule a month in advance to GAT, why that's not getting trickled down. So we're going to kind of talk on our end and kind of figure out what's going on. One of the things we can do, internally, when I say internal, I mean like T-ROC side, is we could just do like a call ahead. So like the week of, like maybe on Thursday or something like that, we could call and be like, hey, store manager, this is Joe. Just letting you guys know we're going to be there on this Saturday to do a sampling. Just want to give you guys a heads up. So we could do something like that. But we'll talk internally and we'll align, this coming week to figure out what we want to do. But we'll talk to GAT to find out, is it something that they just wanted? But my understanding was we were providing it to them so that they could provide it to the locations, but we'll see.
Yeah, and then another thing that we actually did preemptively after pretty much the first weekend for March and April, and going forward, we're going to try and limit the visits as heavily as possible to not include Sundays, because we've heard some retailers, some of the managers say that they don't normally do samplings on Sunday. So you're going to see a heavy Saturday presence, and we're probably going to try to use that Friday if there's no other option. just to limit the Sundays.
Yeah, that'll be great actually, because I did get pushback from one of the GNCs on Sunday, which they told me that it was pretty dead, and they were actually pretty accurate. I think I saw 3 people at most. So
Yeah, yeah, that was something we've already discussed and is already a plan in place.
Cool. Anybody else got anything you want to share or to the team and some best practices, challenges before we move on? And if you guys want to send stuff to me, Jason, Joe, after the call, if you're driving right now, whatever, we get it. Just, at least by, Monday morning, send over some notes if you have anything so we can bring up to client next week. Be appreciated. Is there anything for the this GAT team, the GAT team, be providing better for you guys, help you out with more? I know, Irving, you mentioned flyers earlier. We talked about, I think, yesterday, some flyers, some handouts for customers. What else you guys need out there? Replenishments yet? Any ideas? Want to share?
Or even anything like on an ongoing basis, like, you guys are at store level, and, if you guys have ideas, or like when you guys are at samplings and you guys see, other, vendors, or, you see other things, or you guys have ideas that are, outside the box, or like, Rob just said, things that might help, shoot those over to us in an email or something like that. And, we can, bring it to GAT, or if it's something that we can implement just on our side, that will make the program better, or we can try just to improvise it. We can do that. Whatever's going to work to improve, we're all for it. So don't think that your input or your suggestions don't matter. So please, give us that, throw that out. We want to try to grow this. So you guys, again, are the eyes and ears. And again, some of you guys have done multiple programs and do multiple programs with us. So you guys know that what you guys see and tell us is the most important thing in the world. So
yeah, good stuff, Joe. And that's just, if you got things stuff today, next week, whatever, let us know. Irving?
I have one thing. A couple managers in the GNC stores asked if I had like shirts to give them with the GAT logo on it. They say that works really well. That gets people, like, just for brand recognition and stuff. And I mean, I've noticed when I go into stores sometimes they do have other brand shirts on. Not every day. I think one manager told me, like, I think they do it on Fridays where they could wear a vendor shirt. But yeah, that might be something to help, like, with the brand recognition. Maybe give a shirt to a manager so they could wear it throughout the day and have the logo on them.
yeah, like it's basically, it's like swag to give to the stores. That way they can promote the other brands. Yep.
Do you know if they're running like contests to win that swag, those shirts, or just be given to them? Probably. Any ideas?
It's going to depend on the vendor. Again, like,
Yeah.
like when GAT gave you guys some swag to, they gave you guys, just limited swag to kind of give away at the samplings. Depending on the size of the vendor, meaning like what kind of product they have and the placement they have in the store, those vendors will come in and, heavily litter the store with swag. So again, I think the bigger GAT gets and the more we can get in there, they would be able to give us more stuff. So I think the heavier we can promote, they might be able to give us some stuff. They're not going to give us all, like, 30 shirts to give away, but I guarantee if we could, make a little bit of a presence, they could probably give us, 1 or 2 to give away. I mean, we only got, 6 markets, so it's not like we need $1,000 worth of shirts.
And even one thing I was thinking of, this picture right here, I think that blue GAT tablecloth or runner or whatever. I think that draws more attention than just the plain black tablecloths we have. So if that's something we can
Yep.
get going forward, I think would help, presence in the stores as well.
So I do have a question. When you guys did the samplings, how was your placement? Did you guys get a good placement? Do you guys feel like you had a good placement?
At least, oh, I'm sorry, Charlotte. Please go ahead.
Oh, I personally had a good placements in the stores. It's usually up front, close to the register or right by the door where customers are coming in. So they are allowing me good placement in the store. But I think if we did have that runner to go over the black tablecloth, like in the deck here, that would be awesome. And I do have my like couple of times I just have the one shirt. If I'm doing two a weekend, I wear one day and the other one or something else the next day. So that would definitely help because I have people come up to me and ask me, well, what is GAT? Who is GAT? Da 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 da.
Yep.
Or the local company. So they have a lot of questions, and they
Okay.
do ask questions about, where's the company located? Is it a new company? And for me, another thing is because I don't think it was on the training deck when we had our initial training, the Cosmo product, but I think that's more in the I think it's Cosmo, Nitroflex Cosmo, which was what I'm understanding that was their first product, and that's more in Dallas in the vitamin shop stores. I have not seen that in GNC. So that's one of the things that I would like if we have information on that, because I'm not familiar with that product at all.
We can look. We can see if we have. I don't know if we have it. We can look in the deck, Rob, and those PDFs that we have, and if not, we could request from GAT if they have anything.
Okay, that would be great. Yeah, because they did tell me in the vitamin shop when I've done some visits that they have customers that come in and specifically ask for that particular one, and they still have some of those products in the store.
Okay.
But they're not getting a lot of it. So their inventory is getting low.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, I also wanted to state that with the Nitroflex Ultra, a lot of people that are familiar with GAT, they do not know that it is GAT because of the rebranding and the different color of the container. So actually, that would help if we have something that identified us and that correlated us to the Nitroflex Ultra. Because a lot of people, I found out that by speaking to them, they're familiar with GAT, but they don't know about the Nitroflex Ultra. And then I tell them it's owned by GAT. So that's when the segue goes, and pretty much you capture their interest with that. But other than that, they really don't know that it's GAT, so they just pretty much don't look upon it. They just think it's a brand new, it's a new brand. So, but also what I've noticed is that the brand Ghost is very heavy here in Chicago. I think that's our biggest competition in here because it is a local brand. It is from Chicago, and these guys are there continuously, and they're always overwhelming these GNCs and these vitamin shops with swag, with trinkets here and there, little pens, t-shirts, the works. So yeah, it would be great if we could get at least something other than samples to pass out so that we can make a good impression.
Gotcha. All right, we'll pass it.
Anything else before we move on, team? Yeah. All right, Jason, you want to take these for a couple?
Sure thing. Yeah, so these next couple of slides here, they're actually part of our client call deck. So you guys are going to see firsthand what we're sharing with GAT, how we have our findings, how we're going to move the program, continue to grow it. So the recap that we've given so far, we did an analysis based on 230 store visits, direct interaction with customers and staff. We did a comprehensive examination of GAT Sports marketing. their presence through product awareness, sales performance, product placement, and promotions. Our findings identify key opportunities where we're going to strengthen brand visibility. We're going to enhance customer engagement and boost sales conversion rates. Next one, Joe. And then the second part of it is our progress and insights. Our program objective is to boost brand awareness and customer engagement. That's pretty much standard across the line. We successfully completed 19 sampling visits over February. We received positive customer responses, and our key challenges, like we had talked about before, was a little bit of delay in some of the sampling kits and event cancellations, whether that was due to the Sundays or some of the retailers not the information not being disseminated down to the retailers. And Rob, did you want me to keep going? I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So the program overview: we have 7 brand ambassadors.
I don't know why that happened.
Keep me on my toes, right?
Exactly.
So we have 7 brand ambassadors throughout the East and the West Coast: DC, Boston, North Jersey, Long Island, and then over on Rob's team, Chicago, Dallas, and Fort Worth. It's over 120, or it's 120 locations, 20 vitamin shops, and 100 GNCs, or general nutrition centers. Our training visits: 1,500 GNCs and 300 vitamin shop visits for an 1,800 total. 15 visits over 6 months for 3 times February, March, and April, and 2 times in May, June, and July. These are going to be your 30-minute BA visits. And then our sampling and sales visits: 217 GNCs, 84 vitamin shops. These are going to be 3-hour events, 6 events in February and March. Then in April, just so you guys know, we're going to go to 7 events. And then May, June, and July, we're going to be doing 8 events, which is why you see the change May, June, and July to only 2 times visits per month, because we're going to focus more on our sampling events. And we have a total of 2,355 program hours.
And just to emphasize, guys, stick to the minutes there, the 30-minute BA visits. I don't think there's much reason to spend much longer than that. If we don't, we're going to run out of hours. Program out being short. We know things come up, but for the most part, we're going to average around 30 minutes per visit.
Yep. And then month to date, kind of like what Rob was talking about, I think this kind of leads right into it, right? So overall, our hours, we're at a total of 80.58 hours. We have a 63% completion rate. We need to definitely boost that up. That's pretty low. And I think some of the challenges with product being shipped to you guys late, onboarding a little bit later on. I know I have one brand new rep in, and I think Rob, you do as well. So we're going to definitely boost that up for March. Our total assigned, we had 196, 184 completed, 94% for completion. I think those are on the samplings, correct?
It's voted by team. Yours is the left-hand side, mine's the right-hand side.
Gotcha. And then 94% for Rob, and 170 hours total for Rob. And then did you want to take this, Rob?
Yeah. This is from the original training, guys. Just reminders about what the product we're representing out there. NitroFlex Ultra. This is the key product for all our stores. Like Charlotte's question. We'll get some more information on other stuff, but you guys know this stuff. But these are the key talking points we want to use on our weekend events and sampling events, and talk about to the customers, the salespeople, and that kind of stuff. I mentioned earlier, make some flyers with this information. I think would be helpful. But try to beat down and talk about these key points, customer after customer, because this is the messaging the GAT team wants us to share.
And again, like the original training, if you guys, I think we sent that to you guys, but if you guys want it again, we can send that recording out again. We can also send any of the PDFs and that training back to you guys, so you guys have that. And I believe we also pinned it or have it in Engage. So it's there. But if you guys, I lost it or I deleted it by accident, just say, hey, send it to me and we can send it out. We have all of that.
And then this is also part of the flyers, the training. There's a key product we're talking about there in the middle. I kind of highlighted it there. Back to Irving's and Charlotte's comments earlier. This is kind of the middle of the road. It's not the highest caffeine or stimulated one. It's a good middle of the road product. You guys know more about this than I do, but this is kind of the target audience we're going for. And again, some more talking points here on the Ultra, as well as the nutritional breakdown. I think on the next slide there has a breakdown, which you guys should have access to. It's on the packaging, of course, but some people are into this. They want to know the specifics on what they're putting in their body. So I know Irving, we had that conversation before. So make sure you guys have that information to share with customers if need be. Mr. Jason, you want to talk through the slide?
Sure thing. Yeah. So what we did was we kind of just made a couple of slides of everybody's sampling events for March. If you look over, this one will be for Rob's team. I was looking at the same deck, but the next slide down. So let me look at Joe's. So the sampling events for March, your names, I tried to divide them up so everybody has a good look. On my team, I sent out this exact thing for everybody so that you guys know. What we tried to do was schedule them 10 a.m. Is the first round. And then if you have a second store, it'll be 2 p.m. It gives you roughly an hour in between each store. I know on my team, I looked through and nobody should be over. I think the highest one was maybe 45 minutes. So you guys should have plenty of time to get to that second location. Again, if there was an extra one, you may see a Friday visit in there. At least for my team, when I looked, I think there was maybe one or two. To combat that Sunday where we're not going to have that. But Rob, this is Rob's team, and then the next slide, that'll be my team.
And these should be loaded now, loaded and scheduled for everybody. I did get confirmation from Dan that they were loaded.
Yes, yep. The sampling events will be loaded and scheduled for you. The 30-minute BA visits, those are all loaded. But we want you guys to go in and schedule those because there's so many of them. We want to make sure that you guys have a good grasp on your schedule to make it work around whatever you guys have going on.
And I'll say, guys, if you guys any conflicts or issues arise, you get sick, make sure you let me or Jason know right away, so we can let the client know, because obviously it's pre-scheduled, and you don't want any frustrations from the store level also. I think Eric posted and engaged this morning or last night about, he wants more activity. So here's some great pictures. This is from you guys over the first few visits, this month, just some great examples of interactions with customers, the salespeople. So again, it's great stuff. Eric loves us sharing with the clients and stuff. So keep posting. If you guys make a post or at least once a day, if not every visit, I know go a long way to kind of help some of those programs to grow through the rest of the year here. So kind of your target at least once a day, and again, every visit if possible. Do a quick recap and share some pictures.
And again, I think go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was just one quick thing. Like Rob said, the one per day, but definitely try to do one per sampling visit as well. At least one per sampling visit. If you get a great picture of doing some samplings with multiple customers or multiple employees, definitely post those up.
So, like, T-ROC knows this, Irving knows this, because we do this for our other programs like Belkin and, Bose and stuff like that. So with our Engage, we do photos for everything, and we do contests, and all the photos that go in here go to the client, because again, this is one of our best ways to show the success at retail, because the client doesn't go to retail. They don't really see what happens. They only see numbers or sales. And sometimes the sales may not really show the true story. So this is a really good way to show the success. So that's why we always ask for really great pictures. So we always say, like Jason said, if you guys can post at least one photo for every visit or every sampling. And then what we do is for all our programs, we have different, what do we do at the end of the month? I can't think of the word.
Rally call.
They call.
Yes. What are we giving away? What's the word? Why can't I think of it?
Prizes, money.
Yes, but
Incentives?
what's the terminology? Why can't I think of the word?
Incentive?
Incentives. Thank you.
There we go.
My brain is fried this week. So we have incentives that we do every month. And what we do is, in some of these incentives, we have engagement is one of those things. And for everyone that, qualifies for the engagements, we give money away. And we give $50 away for bows and $50 for Belkin. For everyone that qualifies, we put their name in and we spin to win, and you get $50 for just posting on Engage. This is going to be a little bit different because we need to come up with a qualifier. So we have, amongst us, we have to come up with a qualifier to give you guys the opportunity to win $50 just for posting on here. But I told Rob and Jason I want to do that as an incentive to post on here. So the more you guys post on here, but there has to be a minimum. So we'll come up with that. So for this month, as long as you guys posted in Engage for February, so everyone that posted in Engage for February, you will get included in it. And then going into March, we'll let you guys know what that minimum is. Because again, there's got to be a minimum. So like for our other programs, it's 10. You have to post a minimum of 10 posts in Engage. So that will be one of those things that we'll give you guys for this. And then again, the more you post, the better it is. So and we'll do some other type things like that for this program as well. Because again, I want you guys to get incentives and things like that. Again, when you work like Irving and T-ROC, when you guys do multiple programs, you guys have the opportunity to win multiple incentives because you guys do multiple programs. So I just wanted to throw that over there.
I think we got one slide left, maybe, with the sampling events, guys. Again, this helps us the program, future growth, expansion, all that fun stuff. So, you guys are doing some events this weekend. Charlotte, you're out there. Try to take some selfies again. I definitely share with the team. We love what you did last weekend and so far this month. So, thank you.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think, like I said, it's been a month. I think, that first month is always a learning, and again, we've learned a lot. We found we can't get out of the military bases. We found that we were told that the stores were going to be told we were doing sampling events and they weren't. So again, there's always key learnings. I think the biggest thing that we need to do is build those relationships with these stores, because we're going to be going in multiple times. And as we do with every location, the better relationship we have, the easier our job is. And then, like we always say, you guys know things best because you guys are at ground level. So bring us that information and bring us that feedback, and we'll bring it to the client and we'll try to improvise and improve the best we can. And take your feedback and do what we can with it to improve everything. So keep doing what you guys can. Rob, Jason, what else you guys got to close?
No, I just, recap, guys. It's been a fun month. Thanks for all the learnings, and, keep providing feedback. We want this program to grow across the country this, next half this year, whatever it is. Post and engage. That's probably the best way to, help get information to Eric when he has the calls to the clients every week. So, and if we can help, make their lives easier and make it smoother, whatever, just let us know. I know it's kind of been crazy on our end with Nintendo the last few weeks, but We definitely appreciate what you guys are doing out there day in and day out. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely let us know. Let us know if these calls are helpful. If you guys want, insight into, a little bit of the back end, like we shared a few of the slides from the client presentation. Just let us know. We're open to, we're all a team here. Whether it's Rob, Joe, and I, or all of you guys too. We're all one team, so we all have that same common goal. Let us know what we can do better. And then let us also know what GAT can do better so we can let them know as well. But you guys are doing great. I think we'll definitely do even better in March. And those sampling events, definitely work on making them fun and engaging. That's what we're there for.
Yeah, because if you guys want to do a call like a recap call like once a month or something like that, we can definitely do something like this once a month. I think it would be useful as long as you guys do. Just let us know, and we could definitely do that. So just think about it and let us know for sure. So everyone have a great weekend. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
One more thing, Joe.
Yeah.
Everybody, your admin surveys have been loaded in Vision to account for the time that you guys took on the call. So definitely log that time in there so you can get paid.
Yep. And then I will send the link to this to Rob and Jason once I get it, and they can forward that out once they get it.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.